right now in the NFL. Very exciting times. NFL free agency opened up the window today and it has been active. The window is wide open and it is active. It is active. I need you guys to be active tonight. We have a lot to talk about. Need you guys to be active in the chat. I need you guys to be responsive. We're talking about almost all 32 teams. Everybody has made some sort of move so far today. And man, it's a lot on this rundown for us to discuss. If you guys could on your way in, like, please, welcome to the set. We are here. We are live. It's exciting. The set is now available on more platforms. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. So be sure to go like, comment, share, and leave 5-star reviews on the set podcast now that we have the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Very, very excited about that. Um, in the chat, you guys, let me know which team you're here for, you're representing. Let me know what's been the best move that you've seen so far in free agency. This has been, I don't remember first day of free agency being as active as today in recent years. I think today is the most lively free agency has been, but also because of releases and trades. This has been the most activity I've seen from a 12-hour span, a 12-hour window in recent memory. I was a free agent leaving from New Orleans in 2022. I was rated the number one free agent in the NFL. And when free agency window opened, that Monday happened for me. I had a lot of calls. Me and my agent, the Chicago Bears was the first team to call. I mean, the Bears called soon as it was allowed. The Bears called, and we weren't close. We didn't get close to getting anything done. They called back again to try to see where I was and all those things, but we really never got much ground covered with the Bears. But I say all that to say I was the number one rated free agent coming out in 2022, but I didn't sign for 3 days, 4 days. I went down there on a visit to Miami. Like I don't know, and I feel like a lot of guys my year didn't sign quickly. It was very very slow, a very quiet free agency in 2022. But fast forward now in 2026, it is man hyper activity. Um, but we will cover all that's happening. Even since we've been on in the last 10 minutes, four more moves have been had. Four more moves has just taken place since we've been on like 5 minutes before I actually went live. So it is crazy out here. I see a lot of people talking about the Bears, Dolphins here. Of course, you know how we do. Saints in the building. Okay. No, we nice. We got a packed house. We got a packed house. All right, let's get into it. So for tonight's show, my people, I have Nick Underhill and Mike Triplett, the two faces of New Orleans football. They do an amazing job covering the Saints, covering the NFL. They were just at the combine for a week. So why you haven't seen them on the set recently. But the Saints were busy today. So I have two experts that know literally everything about the Saints football, where they're going, the changes that are made, the new faces, and the familiar faces that's leaving the Saints organization. So stay tuned for that. Nick Underhill and Mike Triplett. I also have Mike Cunio. He is the lead anchor for CBS Miami. He will be joining as well. We will discuss a lot of the Dolphins moves and touch on a couple other topics throughout the NFL and NFL free agency. Um, okay, so I'll get into some headlines before these guys jump on. I know we have people here from other teams, so I'll get into some headlines and then we will circle back to Saints. A lot of Saints focus, a lot of Dolphins focus, even Chicago too. I feel like our Chicago Bears viewership is well present here. So headline signings of the day. First, Tua Tagovailoa was released officially from the Miami Dolphins. I talked to him earlier. He was having discussions with teams earlier, and he signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. At the same time, the Miami Dolphins signed Malik Willis to a 3-year, $67 million deal. Sounds about in that range. Got a little more than what the Jets did last year with Justin Fields, or the quarterbacks that's kind of in that spot where they have had some success, have had some production on the field, but still have a lot more to show, a lot more to prove. And Malik Willis, he has his deal. The Dolphins, with everything that they're bringing over from Green Bay, they have familiarity with this guy. He's been under their umbrella, so they've been able to see how he works, how he goes about his business. So it says a lot about Malik Willis, what he's shown Jeff Hafley, what he has shown John Eric Sullivan throughout their time together in Green Bay. Because they could go somewhere else. They could have made another move or tried to go another direction with their quarterback, but they felt strongly about the way that this guy has prepared in Green Bay, the way that he's played in Green Bay, albeit limited snaps. So Malik Willis gets his deal and will be starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. I'll wait until Mike Cunio gets on before I share my full thoughts on the Dolphins, their offense, and the rest of their offseason. I'll continue running through some more of these moves. Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, 3-year, $45 million. I'm really shocked at the Seahawks. I didn't think he was getting out of the building. And I know they have Zach Charbonnet. I know they have the other young running back that came in and played really well, but Kenneth Walker is different to me. And I was saying that. All throughout the season. And then the playoffs, him being able to just get the bulk of the carries, it directly propelled the Seahawks to that Super Bowl championship, which why the man was Super Bowl MVP. So he goes to a team that's very familiar with all things Super Bowl. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. So that's a big get for Patrick Mahomes whenever he returns back from injury. Excited for Kenneth Walker, man. I think he's special. I think he is a special talent for sure. The Chiefs also extend Travis Kelce for another year with a 1-year, $12 million deal. So re-signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's still rolling, doing his thing. Shout out to Travis Kelce. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is traveling west. He's going to California for the San Francisco 49ers on a 3-year, $60 million deal. I'll give my take on San Francisco right now. If we look at this team, we look at San Francisco 49ers team, and the way that they played last year to go to the divisional round of the playoffs, of the NFC playoffs, with all the injuries that they had, it was a lot of growing and maturity that happens for a lot of players that was not expected to play as many reps as they did. They had to step up and play those reps because of injury. It's a great thing. It's a great experience. It's a great teaching, learning experience for all those guys that played all those reps last year. This is where the 49ers are, in my opinion, this is what the 49ers are doing. They have elite players that are now older and have now been subject to injury. But when these guys are on the field, they're elite. I'm going to run through a list of these players. So in my opinion, the 49ers are in win this year mode. The 49ers are banking to win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. And I say that because you have Nick Bosa coming off a season-ending injury, who's dealt with injuries throughout his career, but when he's on the field, he's elite. Fred Warner, season-ending injury. When he's been on the field, he's elite. George Kittle, injury-ridden for the last 3 years. When he's on the field, he's elite. Christian McCaffrey, Achilles injuries, been dealing with injuries for the last couple of years. This past year, he was healthy. On the field, elite. Mike Evans missed most of the season last year. He's 32, 33 years old, 33 years old. When he's on the field, he's elite. So you got a lot of guys that are at the top of their position year in and year out if they're on the field. So the 49ers are banking that the durability of these guys will propel them to the big dance. That's how I see this 49er situation, for sure. I have Nick Underhill and Mike Triplett waiting in the back room. I'll bring those guys up now so we can talk some New Orleans Saints and all the moves that the Saints made in free agency. They have been active. Nick, Mike, Trip, what's going on, my guys? How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Doing good. Thanks for having us, man.
Of course. Y'all was too busy for me the past couple of weeks at the combine and in Indy at the train station, doing whatever y'all was doing. How was it? How was the combine?
Some of us ain't retired, man. We still got to go out and get it. You know what I mean? So like, something happens, we got to go to it. Like we don't get to call our own shot. So
you keep coming up with these programs that you have. You will be retired soon. I see what you're doing.
I'll try. I'll try to get there, man. I'll try.
How was the combine experience?
I was asking everyone at the combine, including you, who's the best guard available, because I wanted to see the Saints just pick the guy who is the number one guard and go out and sign him. So they listen to me. I mean, if I spend a week at the combine and the Saints do what I told them to do, it's a good week.
Okay, I like it. Nick, what about you?
Yeah, it was good, man. A lot of that's kind of where stuff starts coming together, and now you're starting to see the fruition of those seeds take sprout today. Like we started hearing that Etienne was going to be one of the targets at the combine, and then they signed him today. Edwards, obviously. Draft wise, I think it's always interesting to kind of see how things take shape. Like Bain, your guy down there from Miami, the pass rusher, the short arms, smaller guy. I thought he was going to be the guy that kind of defines the draft, but it seems like everybody's cool with where he's at. They're going to trust the film on him, which is probably the right move. Like I sent you a couple clips during the season, and you were like, "Oh, damn!" Like watching Bain, like he's kind of crazy. But yeah, I thought that was going to be a thing, especially. You know how the league is, man. Like it's not always well thought out. It's just people latch on to narratives, and like Will Campbell's struggling, and there's the arm length narrative, and then you got the pass rusher coming, and you're wondering if it's going to affect him, but it doesn't seem like it's going to play out like that. But yeah, free agency's rolling, man, and the Saints are Mickey's cooking today. I don't know if you've seen everything they did. Yeah,
big apron, Mickey. Hey, do your thing, my dog. The Saints have signed running back Travis Etienne, 4-year, $52 million. Guard from Buffalo Bills, David Edwards, 4 years, $61 million. Tight end, Noah Fant, 2 years, 8.4. D tackle, John Ridgeway, 2 years, 6.2. And a punter, Ryan Wright, 4 years, $14 million. They lost one of the leaders and one of the best defensive players of our era, our generation, linebacker Demario Davis. How significant is that loss for the Saints team?
You tell me, Teron, because everyone around here has a little bit of shell shock. Look, you want to be like Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and you want to be ruthless, and you want to be smart, and you want to cut a guy a year too early and not a year too late. But you were here for that 2014 season when it made sense on paper to just rip the Band-Aid off. In one offseason, it was Will Smith, Jonathan Vilma, Jabari Greer, Roman Harper, and Pierre Thomas. Maybe Lance Moore in the same offseason. Yeah. And they were missed. They were missed in a bad way. Now, DeMario is just one guy. We'll see if they bring Cam back. And that was 5 guys. But it's affected my analysis for the last decade on how easy it is to move on from those guys. Even when you see him slowing down on tape, Demario Davis is an institution, not just a linebacker.
I 1,000% agree. It's dangerous. I'll say that. It's dangerous when you lose a staple, a guy that's bigger than his position, a guy that the leadership, the energy, the impact goes further than what we see as fans on Sunday. I think back at Mark Ingram, his departure. We were still good, but the energy was
Yeah.
irreplaceable. You know what I mean? I would even not to toot my own horn, me leaving that Saints locker room, the behind the scenes, the groundwork that I brought to that Saints organization and locker room was missed, which was vocalized by teammates, coaches, all that after I had left. So when you lose a key contributor in so many areas, like a true staple of your team organization, you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan, and it got to be by committee. And I know they got some young guys over there that are who can play the position, but it has to be a plan as far as the leadership, the identity, the intention every day, the approach every day, the desire for excellence that Demario Davis displayed his entire career. It's a delicate, fragile situation. So I hope the Saints can account for Demario outside of what we see on Sunday.
Yeah, I think they're going to miss, the energy aspect of it too. Like I think that's going to be the biggest loss with Alante too. Those two guys were the two people that kind of brought the spark to that defense. So whatever they do now, like I think they got to be mindful of trying to get that back in the building in some form or fashion. I think Justin Reed probably becomes the leader of the defense now. He kind of already was. They had really good culture in their DB room last year. It was different than what I'm used to. A lot of guys sitting around singing Chance the Rapper songs like in the back of the locker room, but they were together. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing that matters. But I want them to sign somebody that's going to, tackle someone and throw up the guns and get a fine. Like they need to find that guy too. And I don't know that Demario approached it that way, but he had some of that energy. Like he had some bad guy energy, and he brought, he genuflected and did the cross after instead of pointing the guns. But like it was like from the same place. They need that like big time. I think they need it on both sides of the ball. Honestly, I think they got way too many nice guys right now, and just not people that go out there and turn into a monster on the field. But I like what they're doing. But yeah, losing Demario is a little bit dangerous. It's a slippery slope. You let Cam go behind him. I mean, the last bridge to Sean Payton, it's Alvin. Who knows what's going on there? And Zach Wood. Like those are the only other guys that are left.
Wow.
So just like a completely different era.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm going to need you to get Cam on here to get the update because he's not responding to nothing. I need to know what's going on.
I talked to him. He was traveling today. He was going to jump on a live, but he's traveling today. He went to go see a specialist that he's been working with for the last like 10 years, and he's just having conversations. So it's real. It's real that he's having other conversations. He's starting to speed date some of these other teams. His heart is in New Orleans. Like I said, we talked yesterday. He would love to be back in New Orleans. He would love to finish his career as a Saint. That it's a rare space. Very few guys in NFL history have played 15, 16 years in one place. You know what I mean? So him just getting into that room, that staying at that table is attractive to him. So he would love to have that be his story, but he also understands his value too, and he's trying to make it make sense. So make it make sense for the Saints, make it make sense for himself and his family. He definitely wants to play. He's not done. He's not done at all. So don't let him try to fool you. I can go do TV, all that.
Oh yeah, we know.
He's still playing for sure.
Let me ask you this. Put yourself in Cam's shoes. You've been somewhere for how many years is it now? Would you say 15? Like 15 years. You've been in the same place for 15 years. You've given up money. You've been, nice to them. You've worked with them. You've treated them like family when they ask you to treat them like family. Now you're asking to be taken care of coming off a 10.5 sack season. as a player, if you were him, and then they come at you with a number you feels a little bit like, can you get over that, or is it a thing where it becomes personal to a point where you're like, these people in the end are saying "f me," so "f them"? Like, how do you not let it become a personal thing?
That'll never be the case from these two. When the
That would be for
relationship,
me.
it wouldn't. 15 years, you guys have broke bread. You guys have been through a lot. Like, you know what I mean? 15 years. So these conversations happen. You understand the business of it, but you understand the personal side too, because the personal side has grown, but it'll never outgrow the business. So even though we are Cam and Mickey or Cam and Mrs. Benson are close as ever, it'll never that relationship will never outgrow the business. You know what I mean? They gotta always be separate. So for Cam, if I'm in Cam's shoes, I have my number. This is what I see. Me being able to do what I do, bring to the team, bring to the league. Like this is the number that I'm comfortable going out and doing that for. So I think is that he stand firm on his number. They'll try to do the same, and hopefully they can meet somewhere and get the job done, get the paperwork signed because Cam is the second greatest Saint ever, second greatest New Orleans Saint ever. You it don't feel right. It wouldn't look right. He has to be in that black and gold, man. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. So we'll see.
Who's number three?
Well, no, it's a list. It's a list. We have to go down. I'll stay away from that right now. That's a separate show.
I already know who you got there. Just stop that reaction.
That's a separate show. That's a separate. Probably Willie Rowe though. It's probably gonna be
Okay.
Willie.
All right. I got you in the top five. I got Mario up there too, I think, too. Like my
Mario's
list is
there.
more contemporary. Mike Thomas would be a tough one because like I think his peak is maybe two.
Insane.
His peak is two, but like where is it at on the axis? Like I got about I probably got about 10 guys in my top five.
They got some offensive
Okay.
linemen as candidates. Jari Evans on there too. I mean,
Ari Evans
Yeah.
too.
they might
You
have
know,
more offensive linemen in their top 8 than most teams do.
AK's in the conversation, obviously.
he's in there for sure. No question. No question. So, all right, this is the second time you brought up AK, Nick. All right, so
Yeah.
listen. I saw you speculating. I saw you doing what you was doing, right? You saw Alvin Kamara. He did a contract conversion for the Saints, which is pretty standard. And four or five other guys did a contract conversion, converting their contract to sign a bonus X, Y, and Z. But you noted that AK situation was different. Today they signed Travis Etienne as well. What are you making of Alvin Kamara's situation? I know you are snooping. I know it.
Yeah, I mean, so it wasn't a normal conversion. Like a normal conversion is I'm taking your base salary and I'm turning it into a signing bonus and I'm going to prorate it over however many years. You can go up to 5, add void years on it, which is Saints always do. AK's situation was different because they use this thing called the 50% rule, where his contract for the next year, the base salary was less than 50% than what it is this year. So you can take the difference between those and just treat it as a signing bonus, the amount, and treat it as a signing bonus. So there was a $10.6 million difference or 10.1, whatever it was, and they could just treat it like a signing bonus without giving him a signing bonus. So you get the accounting benefit. And where it gets kind of like, damn, Kai Harley did it again type shit, like is that 2027 is a void year. So it was a fake contract year and they used it and they didn't have to pay him out. So now if Alvin were to get traded, were to go, he has $3 million guaranteed, whereas typically you would get all that money guaranteed if you needed the cap space because you got to turn it into a signing bonus. So it's interesting. It makes you wonder, why what's going on? Maybe nothing. Because from Alvin's perspective, if they just didn't touch his contract, it would still just be in place. They would still be guaranteeing him $3 million and he'd be going out and playing football and doing whatever. But they do that and then they sign at TN and it's just kind of felt weird for a little while. Where's this going? What are they going to do? They're obviously willing to get younger right now. I don't think it's time to move on from AK, but it just everything between all those parties feels a little bit far away, and maybe it always does. And maybe I'm reading tea leaves now because it's just getting later in his career, and you start looking at everything a little bit differently. And maybe this is all business as usual, but I think there's at least your ears got to perk up a little bit when you see something that looks a little bit weird.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure to perk the ears up. But I can see AK's versatility is what's different. His ability as a receiver, as a pass catcher from out of the backfield or lined up in the wherever is different. So bringing over Travis Etienne or drafting a running back, it doesn't matter to him because he can coexist. He can play alongside or with anybody. And his value that he brings in the passing game alone is Tyler Shuck hasn't seen it. He has no experience with it. Like
That's a good point.
I think, man,
Yeah.
having ETN and AK is dangerous. Like it's a two-headed monster again that the Saints hadn't had since 2018, 2019. So it's I don't know. I don't know if he's moving, going anywhere, any of that. But I think Tyler Shuck he needs weapons.
Yeah.
He needs any and all weapons. And AK is a proven weapon of mass destruction that when he is him feeling the way that he needs to feel to play the game, he's special. And Travis Etienne has done great things too in Jacksonville. So I can't speculate that AK is moving. His time in New Orleans is coming to an end. I can't speculate that at all. I think Tyler Shuck needs both of those guys to really tap into his potential.
Well, yeah. I mean, just I think AK should be able to end it how he wants to too. I think he's got another year left. I want to see what he looks like, and I want to see him healthy, just all the way. AK is very much like a guy that I think it's just like when things are great, I think it's just different. Like he's just very like his mood is different with things too. So like now you got some excitement. It's not everything so dour. Like the bad taste of the previous era is gone. Like I want to see him just in it. And I also think you can tailor a role too with ETN on the team to where you're just putting Alvin in advantageous situations. I think one area, I think they're very similar players, but one area where they're very different is that ETN is great on inside zone runs, and that's never been Alvin's forte. So like even right there, you can just put him out there in the right spots and get him into the right looks and all that stuff too. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
I got you. Mike Tripp.
Yes, sir.
What's next for the Saints? Who's the next free agent signing, or what position you think they're targeting, or are the Saints done in free agency?
I don't think they're done. What's interesting is they make this big splash today to sign 4 guys, but none of them were like totally breaking the bank. I mean, the biggest deal they signed was David Edwards at $61 million. As you said, Etienne right around $50 million. There's room for more now that they let Alontae Taylor go. I think they need to add a DB. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them look for a splashy edge rusher. Getting Noah Fant doesn't mean you've got your pass catcher. You're all done there. So I don't know if they'll still go for a receiver. But what I like about it is they can be, picking and choosing now. They can be where's the value, because those are positions they can also add to in the draft now. I like that everyone's on the board in the draft now. If they hadn't signed Travis Etienne, it would probably be like, are they going to trade up for Jeremiah Love? Now they can sit there and they can wait for Caleb Downs to fall or Sonny Styles to fall or whatever. They can get the right bargain. But no, they're not done yet. I keep refreshing my my computer while we're talking. This is a team that's clearly not done. They see an opportunity. They haven't had cap space like this since before you showed up in the first place. And they're using it, and they want to maximize this window where they not only have Tyler Shuck, but they have Tyler Shuck on a rookie contract. So I think we're seeing how aggressive they're going to be.
Do you have a free agent target?
Yeah, I think they probably. It doesn't have to be a specific guy. I think they should add a DB now. That just makes everything feel more comfortable. You save room for Caleb Downs if you wind up drafting him.
Mike Houston said Downs ain't falling. Best safety in the draft.
Yeah.
Mike Houston, 1628 said Downs ain't falling.
That'd be a good reason not to pigeonhole and think he's going to be the guy, because I really like the young pieces they have in that secondary. I'm really excited to see what Kool-Aid McKinstry can become, what Quincy Riley can become. Nick mentioned Justin Reed earlier. Jonas Sanker had a really good rookie year. But if you're like, those guys are our starting 4 and they all have to be great and none of them can have a sophomore slump, like I'd like to add one more solidifying piece to that group. That's probably turned into the number 1 priority for me now. I mean, it would have been punter if they hadn't signed punter. We're not making a big enough deal out of that move. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
there was a celebration in this household when they finally got off the undrafted rookie punter carousel today.
I got one more thing for you guys. It's a bit of a think piece, but stay with me, and then I'll let you guys go. Is the possibility of a Trey Hendrickson return to New Orleans on the table?
I'll let Mike go first. I got a question for you before you kick us off.
I'm honestly not ruling it out. I'm going to bet against it. But that is a position where I wouldn't be shocked if they still try to make a splash. But they're not afraid to sign older guys, but I don't think it's their target to spend big money on an older guy. We just saw them sign a bunch of young guys and let DeMario go today. So his age is the main reason I'd bet against it, not the position though, and not the money.
The longer it goes, the odds go up a little bit, I think, just because if the market's not there, maybe he just takes something to get somewhere and play and hit the market again in a year. Like it's weird that it's taken this long. I would think probably no too. Like I could see even maybe like a trade for like a guy like, I don't know what the Giants are doing, but they got a new setup there. Like maybe Thibodeau becomes available on the market. Maybe you try to get an upside trade there. Maybe buy a distressed asset a little bit and see where it goes from that situation. My question for you, and I'm going to ask you for the full deal tomorrow. I got an assignment that I'm going to ask you to do for me. But I want to know your first thoughts on David Edwards before I send you a text that like absurdly early in the morning say, hey, like what's the David Edwards breakdown? And you'll be like, oh, let me watch all the film and send it back to you later. But like, what's your initial impression of him?
I love the move. I love the signing. You know what I mean? It's loud that we are investing in the protection of our quarterback. We are investing in our front line. Like I think that's the way that championship teams are built, O-line, D-line. You know what I mean? So you have to spend money there. You have to spend draft capital there. And they're not afraid to do so. So this David Edwards signing, him being a number 1 rated guard in free agency, you go out and get him. So I love it. I do need to go back and watch this film. You know,
I know you do. I know you are. You back in 3 hours. I gotta inform my opinion. Yeah. That's just how you do. Yeah.
Like, I just want to see his strengths. Is he more run game dominant or is he pass pro dominant? I would like to see his strengths, but I think it's sending a message to the organization and like to Tyler Shuck that we are investing in your protection. Like we want to see you throw from clean pockets. I still think they signed back Dylan Dylan Radins and Luke Fortner. I think they can still sign both of those guys back if the market isn't too crazy for both of those guys. They play really well, but you can't have enough good old linemen. You can't have too many good old linemen, good D linemen. You cannot. That's the most physical positions on the field, 100% injury rate. So the depth is paramount.
I agree.
All right, my guys. Appreciate you guys, man. I'm happy to see the Saints activity today. I love what they've done, the moves that they made. Like you say, Mike, it opens them up for the draft. They don't have to be super position specific. DB may be one area where they don't have the numbers with Delonte Taylor leaving. I saw Taron Johnson was like unreleased and then traded to the Raiders because I loved him to New Orleans. Like it was perfect match. If that was possible, perfect match, no question about it. But he got scooped up by the Raiders. He's an excellent player. One of the best players.
Who didn't get scooped up by the Raiders today, man?
Me? Like the only person that didn't get paid by the Raiders.
Man.
No, it's fire, man. We want to see the Raiders succeed, man. To see the Raiders be competitive, it'll bring up that Vegas market. Maxx Crosby got out of there. He's in Baltimore now, so they need some new life, new energy.
I feel like you got like a comeback camp retirement, and you get a little bit of guaranteed money. You get a little something in the bank. Just
I don't, bro. I'm busy. Listen. I'll share with you too. So I do the set show here, but I do the set training as well. And I was out there with them young boys today. I had four tackles, and I'm taking sets and all that, bro. I got home. I'm sore as hell. What? Knee hurt, ankle hurting. Like, no, it's crazy. But yeah, the set training is going well. Got some Saints guys here
All
had
right.
that made the trip to Dallas to get some work in. So, we grinding.
All right. All
Love to
right.
We're
hear it.
grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saints
Get them
guys
right.
out here
Get
for
them
sure.
right, man.
For sure. No
Yeah, get them
question.
right.
No question. All right, fellas, get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks
All
for
right, man. Take
having
it
me,
easy.
Tim.
Sir. My guys right there. Nick Underhill, Mike Triplett, NOF, New Orleans football. Those guys do a great job over there. A phenomenal job keeping the Saints fans' appetite satisfied because they are on top of their game. I saw Mike Cunyo come into the back room, and we'll let him up here really soon. Before I get into the Dolphins and the Dolphins moves for today, matter of fact, Cole, let's bring Mike up. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Let's talk some fans. I'm here with the lead anchor of CBS Miami, Mike Cunyo. Everyone, Mike, how you doing, my guy? Cannot hear you. You would think a guy who's on live TV every day would know how to turn on his audio, but here we are. Mike, let's try to good old reset. So if you could leave the room, come back in. Let's see if that fixed the problem. Let's see if you could do it, Mike. It's the corded headphones, really. It's the wired headphones is the problem. That's what the issue is. Try to leave the room, Mike, and then rejoin the platform. All right. So as Mike is trying to fix his situation, let's get back to these Dolphins moves. If I can find it here on my screen. Yep. So Tua's out. Malik Willis is in. Mike Cunyo is in, but can we hear him? We don't. We still don't hear him. That's crazy. All right, last attempt, Mike. Can you do the restart of your computer? Because clearly you're the problem. I just had two guests that was on with no issues, so it's a you thing. All right. So if you can restart and jump back on the platform, that'd be great. All right. So while Mike is holding the power button down and getting his situation together, we will get into these other moves, these other headlines. I want to save the Dolphins talk for him, but if not, I'll handle it myself. If we can't get his audio together, I'll continue. Jalen Phillips. Shout out to my dog, Jay Peasky. 4-year, $120 million to the Carolina Panthers. Fantastic, amazing. JP will be joining the set pretty soon. Pretty soon. I was trying to get him before free agency. He wanted to wait, so I'll have him up here soon to talk about the Dolphins, talk about his time in Philly, and now his big deal with the Carolina Panthers. Salute to Carolina. They just got a great one. Jalen, all the best to you, brother. Congratulations. Isaiah Likely, tight end for the Baltimore Ravens, to the New York Giants on a 3-year, $40 million deal. This guy has a lot of potential, a lot of upside. It'll be great to watch him. The Giants also re-signed Jermaine Illuminor on a 3-year, $39 million deal. He will also be on the set at some point. That's my guy. It's been great to watch him and his growth throughout his career. The Raiders are spending that money on, okay? Tom Brady, Oprah, whoever else is in that front office, they are spending that. They got that checkbook open and it's hot. They splashed with Tyler Linderbaum on a 3-year, $81 million deal. It's the largest NFL contract for an interior lineman in NFL history. So shout out to Tyler Linderbaum going from Baltimore to the Raiders. N'Kobe Dean, who was a guest on the set, he talked about potentially going back to the Eagles. He loved what they had there, but he understood the business and he was ready if he had to go elsewhere. He signed to the Raiders on a 3-year, $36 million deal. He also got his college teammate to come with him, Quay Walker, going to the Raiders as well, 3-year, $40 million deal. Raiders spent a total of 76 M's on that linebacking core. They're not playing any games with the LA Chargers that have signed center Tyler Biadasz on a 3-year, $30 million deal. I predicted this one before. So maybe a week ago, once he was released, I saw Tyler Biadasz being the guy, being the fit for the Chargers, and they got that done. It makes sense with Mike McDaniel being the offensive coordinator over there. He need a center, smart, tough, athletic, quick, and he'll fill in that role extremely well. Shout out to him. Mike, can we hear you? Nope. It's a dud. Abort mission. It's all right though. It's okay. Mike, listen. It's okay. It's okay, bro. I'll have to get you on the set. You owe me another appearance. So either next time I need you to know sign language or just have like a Rolodex of memes or emojis or something so you can communicate since you have no audio. But it's not working. So another time, if we can get just a peace out or a wave, a salute, whatever you got, Mike. Hey, all love, man. I appreciate you, bro. We'll catch you soon. All right, my guy. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right. All good. Shout out Mike Cunyo, CBS Miami. He's the man. He's great energy. I'll get him back on here, man. I love Mike, and I want you guys to get a chance to hear from him here too, for sure. This move right here, I think, is a sleeper. DN Boye Mafe to the Bengals, 3-year, $60 million deal. I think Boye Mafe has a chance to be one of the best pass rushers in the league. I think he has all the tools. He works really hard. His motor is relentless. He was just in Seattle, and he's been in Seattle his entire career. And they just had a plethora of guys, and they rotate so much. So it's really hard for any one of those Seattle Seahawks D linemen to have big numbers because they had half the snaps as a lot of other D linemen around the league because they were so talented. They had guys, 2 guys, 3 guys in every spot. So no one in Seattle had crazy numbers on that D line because they were rotating so much. Boye Mafe, just watching him on film, he's nice. He's nice, talented, very, very big get for the Bengals because they're losing Trey Hendrickson, who's been an all-pro sack leader, just dominant ever since he's been with the Stripes. So it's a great get for the Bengals to be able to get to backdoor Trey's departure with Boye Mafe. I'm interested to see where Trey Hendrickson lands, though. I'm interested to see where Trey will end up. He's a special player and will be until he decides to hang the cleats up. So I can see a reunion in New Orleans as his availability prolongs. If Trey is a free agent day 4, day 5, the longer that it happens, the more of a possibility he returns to New Orleans. And I think that is fire. Would be great for the city of New Orleans, great for Trey to be reunited back with that defense, with Cam there, Chase Young, Carl Granderson, like those four guys in a rush package. Good luck. Good night. Seriously. Brandon Aubrey for the Dallas Cowboys was hit with a second round tender. He is he's worth it. He's worth all of it for sure. No question, Nick. The dude he's money. He's automatic. So no question about that. Surprise release happened as well. Dre Greenlaw being released from the Broncos. I can't say that I saw that happening. Dre was battling with injury for the past couple years. He was in and out of the lineup this year with some injury, but he finished the year extremely strong. He's a dominant force in the middle, very smart, very physical, all those good things. So I'm sure Dre will be with a new team sometime tomorrow. No question about it. Let me go ahead and tackle this Dolphins situation before I continue with the rest of the headlines for today. So Tua signs 1-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons after being released from the Dolphins today. The Dolphins signed Malik Willis to a 3-year, $67 million deal. What's next for the Dolphins? What does this mean for the Dolphins? In my opinion, you have a very talented, extremely talented young quarterback whose upside and ceiling is exciting. We see all the abilities, the ability to run. He's big, strong, the arm talent. So we see all the talents. We have seen production, but it's just very limited sample size. Nothing against Malik Willis, but it's just very limited sample size. He's filled in for Jordan Love through injury. So his only question is that us being able to see it more, see it down to down, week to week. Watching Malik Willis play in Green Bay, I went on my Twitter and I said right then and there, I would love to see Malik Willis get the keys to a franchise. I would love to see him have a full offseason, full OTAs, mini camp, training camp, full opportunity to get a chance to run with the ones, to learn a playbook, to go through game planning with all those things. I would love to see what it looks like, and we'll get that opportunity. The Dolphins' offense has a chance. Their offense has a chance to be scary. You think about all-world running back, Devon Achane in the backfield, and what he's able to do. Think about Jalen Waddle on the outside, Malik Washington, Aaron Brewer in the middle, the weapon that he is from an O-line position, how he's able to get out in space. Patrick Paul, the big man can move. Austin Jackson, those guys in the run game. I think that Malik Willis will bring another element to the Dolphins offense we hadn't seen based on style of play. So in Green Bay, it's a lot of Josh Jacobs and then big play down the field. So we've seen so many 60-yard, 50-yard touchdowns in Green Bay. Like that's really what they do. Their receivers are vertical threats. Vertical threats. So when you have a offense that's always a threat for the big play, the deep ball, a lot of times you see two high safeties. You see guys backed up in the secondary. Devon Achane hasn't run against many two high safety looks outside of when Tyreek Hill was healthy, Jalen Waddle was healthy, like everybody was there. But at that time, he was sharing carries with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. And so since he's had the keys to the offense, Devon Achane, he hasn't seen two safety, two high look. I think with Malik Willis being under center and the style of play that we've seen in Green Bay, if they continue with that approach, heavy run game, deep threats, I think it opens up the run game more for Devon Achane, more favorable looks. I think we see more explosive plays from Waddle down the field. Mike McDaniel's offense was more based on timing, more based on windows, more based on opportunities on what the defense was presenting. What we've seen in Green Bay and their style of play, even though Bobby Slowick is still the offensive coordinator, the identity of Green Bay and the Packers and what Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan has done, they are bringing their identity to Miami. No question about it. They're bringing it. Physicality, so it's going to be heavy run, and I see the deep threat element coming into play as well. I'm just, as a fan, I'm ready to watch his progression. Malik Willis, I'm ready to watch him get the keys to an organization. I said this, I tweeted this while watching the Green Bay Packers play against the Chicago Bears, I believe. And I said I would love to see him get the keys to a franchise, full offseason, full, like a real opportunity to be the starter. I said that. I had no idea it would be the Miami Dolphins. No idea. At the time I put out the tweet, I had no idea. But here we are. And I'll be watching closely and rooting the man on for tremendous success. I would love to see it. For Tua, going down to Atlanta, they have Michael Penix Jr. as the starting quarterback. I don't know what the temperature is in Atlanta as far as, is it an open competition or is Tua slated to back up Michael Penix Jr.? Michael Penix Jr. has showed flashes. He's shown moments, but it hasn't been consistent enough to propel the Falcons to be anything significant. Haven't been to the playoffs, anything like that. They have the weapons. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. They have the weapons, no question about it. So it'll be interesting to see if that's an open competition, which I would love to see that. I would love to see that for sure. I think it'll push their team further. I think that competition will be healthy for their team, for that offense. So I would love to see that. And of course, wishing my dog Tua the best, the absolute best in his time in Atlanta. He goes to, I'm not even gonna get started because they're a rival. They'll forever be a rival of mine, but I ain't gonna talk bad about the Dirty Birds. Not right now. Yeah. But that's what I have on the quarterback situation. I also see that the Dolphins traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Jets for a 2026 7th-round pick. Minkah gets a $40 million extension. He goes over there with Aaron Glenn, who I'm sure is very excited to have him in that building. Minkah still has a lot of great football left to be played. He played really well for the Dolphins last year. Even when they were struggling, Minkah still was making plays, just doing what he does and what he's done throughout his career. So the Jets have been active today too. The Jets have been very active, making some moves. Keep running through these headlines for today. It's crazy. Rashawn Gary was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2027 3rd-round pick. Okay, Dallas. Okay. You need it. You need pass rushers. You got to have it. If you want to compete in this league, and be truly successful, go to the playoffs and do anything, you got to have somebody that's going to affect the quarterback. It's just that simple. And Micah gets out of the building. You traded him to Green Bay, and now you take his counterpart, Rashawn Gary, and you bring him to Dallas. I like it. I like the move for sure, especially when you got Quinnen Williams in the middle and Kenny Clark in the middle. You know what I mean? So I really like this move for the Cowboys. Rashawn Gary is a great young talent. He's been very productive in Green Bay. Now he brings that down here to Dallas. Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. And a huge splash move. 2 first-round picks go to the Raiders, including the 14th pick this year. I've seen people already start talking smack about the Ravens. The Ravens got these names. They got these names. They got this product. Yes. The Ravens disappointed last year. The Ravens underachieved. The Ravens, they never looked how we all anticipated the Ravens to look. When I tell y'all this man Maxx Crosby is different, I need you to really listen, pay attention to what I'm saying to you. This man Maxx Crosby is different. He is a dog. He is a game changer and game plan changer. This move changes the Ravens defense. Plain and simple. Long story short, Maxx Crosby is a impact, a huge impact. Him going to Baltimore with the guys they have on that roster. Listen, I picked the Ravens to go far last year. They did nothing. They make this trade for Maxx Crosby. I'm on the board. I'm on the train again. They're going to have to fool me again. I don't see it any other way. I don't see that Ravens team being anything short of special, albeit health. If they can stay healthy, Lamar Jackson, Maxx Crosby, Kyle Hamilton, you know what I mean? If they can stay healthy, I see them being nothing short of special. Like this is, listen, man, and I know people hesitation with the Ravens. Man, we've been saying that Ravens supposed to be boom. Maxx Crosby is different. Different. I'm trying to tell you he's different, dog. Special. Chase was on live stream. Chase who? Okay. So we had Jamar Chase reaction to the Maxx Crosby trade. Let me read this quote for you guys. He said, Chase was on live stream playing a video game when he got a text from his quarterback, Joe Burrow, about the Ravens' move for Crosby, and he let out an explicit laden rant once he read the text. Joe just effing text me. Ravens traded for Maxx Crosby. Chase was heard saying over live stream. Nope and way. Nope and way. Shit. Jamar Chase on the Maxx Crosby move. Maxx is different, man. Y'all will see. Y'all will see. You haven't seen much Maxx because the Raiders were so terrible. They're never on national TV. You never see much of them, but yeah, nah, it's crazy. That division, Maxx Crosby, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, all in the same division. That's crazy. If you're the Bengals, you like, what the tackles? If you're the tackles for the Bengals, you like, what? Bro, crazy. They did just get Boye Mafe, but that's different. Maxx Crosby, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, that's a different class. For sure. DJ Moore to the Bills. Traded from the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick to Chicago, and Chicago sent the fifth-round pick to Buffalo. I think that's a huge get for the Bills, who had been struggling to find a receiver that they can really, truly like get behind. Keon Coleman and his development, they need that to speed up. I know Joe Brady has talked about Keon and everything that he will look to get out of him from his potential. Really want to tap into that. So be interesting to watch his development. I do trust Joe Brady to be the guy to get that out of him. Joe Brady's a special coach, special talent. We were down in New Orleans together when he was just in the offensive assistant. Then he goes to LSU, did what he did at LSU, and been doing what he's done throughout the league. He's talented for sure. But DJ Moore has been a baller since he's been in the league. Had more of a down year last year in Chicago, but Chicago had a lot of guys. They had a lot of guys that Caleb Williams had options to throw the ball to, and then the run game was so special. Really limited DJ Moore's opportunity. So he goes to Buffalo. That's a nice get for them. No question. Who do you think has, with this DJ Moore trade to Buffalo, who do you think has the better chance to get to the NFC Championship right now today? And it's early. It's super early. Way too early prediction. I'm asking you guys. Buffalo Bills or Baltimore Ravens? Who do you have to get to the AFC Championship between those two? Buffalo Bills or Baltimore Ravens? And way too early prediction, but I want to know. And I'll continue. The Bears also, after the surprise retirement of Drew Dalman, the center who was a stellar standout center for the Bears last year, they replaced him with Garrett Bradbury. That's a massive signing for them. Great signing for them to be able to replace Drew Dalman and everything that he did with a veteran like Garrett Bradbury. That was fire. Great work by Ryan Poles. He's cooking. And Ben Johnson as well. Michael Pittman goes over from the Indianapolis Colts to the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he receives an extension, 3 years, $59 million. The Steelers get their big body receiver, another big body receiver to go along with DK Metcalf. I gotta see what they got to do at quarterback, but they got some huge receivers over there, talented, speed, size, all those great things. The other receiver from the Colts, Alec Pierce, he signs a massive deal today, 4 years, 116 mil. Shout out to you, young rich man, Alec Pierce. Seeing Alec Pierce get 4 year, 116 million. How much is JSN and Puka going to get next year? What will JSN and Puka Nakua's contract look like next offseason? What will JSN and Puka Nakua contract look like next offseason? Alec Pierce hit 4 years, 116 million. He has not had the production as those two guys, but he's been great, and his ceiling is he's still got room to grow. Still got more potential and production to be seen. But yeah, he was broke off. He got broke off today. But JSN and Puka going to reset the market. We saw Amon-Ra St. Brown had got 4 year, 120 million. We know Justin Jefferson, what he's gotten. Jamar Chase, what he got. But JSN and Puka, them two going, man, the numbers are about to be insane. Wendell Robinson to the Titans on a 4 year, $78 million deal. He reconnects with Brian Daboll. And Rashid Shaheed resigns to the Seahawks on a 3 year, $51 million deal. Shout out to Shaheed. Shout out to Shaheed for sure. I see his role growing significantly in Seattle next year. Significantly as a receiver. They mostly use them in special teams, of course, but as a gadget guy, jet sweeps and had him running the ball and all those things. But Shaheed, as a receiver for Seattle next year, his role will significantly increase. He signs his deal today, 3 year, $51 million. Shout out to him. Yeah. It's a busy day. Busy day. It is not done. Ian Rappaport, I know his phone is man, he got portable chargers everywhere. Like, I don't know how he does it. Him, Adam Schefter, like, I don't know how them guys keep up with the news and get the news out so fast. But it's impressive. And it's fun, man. This free agency has been fun to watch. Who do you guys see as the biggest winners of day one of free agency? And also, who's the biggest losers of day one in free agency? I want to know that from you guys in the chat. KJ, I appreciate you, man. KJ Zex, appreciate you for sure. No question. Yeah, who's the biggest winner of day one? Who's the biggest loser of day one? It's 7:05 p.m. here Central Time in Dallas. So it's still time. It's still time for more moves to be done, more to be had, and yeah, no, this is exciting. KJ, cut it out, man. This is exciting. Still looking for. I'm waiting on Tariq Woolen to see where he lands, whether he re-signs with Seattle. I would love for him to re-sign in Seattle and stay there, or if he goes elsewhere, Raiders would be a great spot for them with everything that they're bringing in, how they're trying to retool that defense. You bring in a Super Bowl champion, Tariq Woolen, so that would be great for sure. Kyler Murray, don't know his situation yet. Geno Smith, where does these guys land? Like, it's still a lot of moves, still a lot of chess pieces on the board, still a lot of moves to be made. So we will see. Scott Weatherington, I gave my evaluation, my analysis on Malik Willis. You have to rewind and catch a little part of the show. I gave it probably like 10 minutes ago. So if you want to timestamp it, Scott, you'll be able to find it for sure. Big Otis, Big Oats. He said Miami Dolphins losers so far in free agency. How do you figure? Elaborate for me, Big O. How do you figure that? Wow. More of you guys think Miami is down in the free agency right now. Let me know why you think so. Steffi says KC winners. With that Kenneth Walker for sure. I don't know if they made enough moves. KC got some holes over there. They got some voids that they need to address and fill. I'm sure they'll do a lot in the draft, but I think they'll do more in free agency too, Steffi. So I won't say KC's the winners yet. Big O says the Raiders are the winners so far. Yeah. Miami Packers South Beach football team. Yo, y'all are flying out. Chad, don't start. Don't start, please. Yeah, Chiefs secondary. Yeah, McDuffie going to the Rams. Cook as well. Jalen Watson gone. Yeah, no, the Chiefs, I don't know, Steffi. I can't say the Chiefs are winning free agency right now. They just lost their whole secondary. They did get Kenneth Walker. Great move, but they got some voids over there. They got some pieces to fill for sure. All right. All right, my good people. Our time has come to an end. I really, really appreciate you all for being here, being active, super active in the chat. Love the way that we are going and interacting. I hope you guys enjoyed the guests tonight. Apologize for Mike Cunio, his audio not being able to happen for us tonight, but we will have him on the show again and get his thoughts on all things Miami Dolphins. Shout out to him. Shout out to Nick Underhill and Mike Triplett. Shout out to you, all the subscribers. I appreciate you guys. We're getting ready to hit 21K here really soon. So thank you all so much. Shout out to the members of the Quick Set, continuing to grow and show that love and support. Much appreciation. All of you, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I greatly, greatly appreciate you all. This has been fire. Free agency is insane. I'm having a great time discussing all the moves and all these things. So I'll see you guys back here soon. I appreciate you all for joining